Hello friends, welcome. Friend, yesterday I recorded a video and posted a video on BSNL's 5G tariff gamble, and I did a very high level, analysis about BSNL's revenue numbers and questions that whether the revenue numbers that have been reported are trustworthy or not. Now, when I recorded this video and posted this video, there were many comments which questioned my analysis and found the analysis not very deep and entrenched. And there are a lot of loopholes and a lack of clarity in the analysis as regards revenue numbers. So friends, I was not very satisfied with this video because this video did not carry numbers, which in depth so as to give the viewers a clear understanding as to what is going on as far as BSNL revenue is concerned. Because I don't want to make any judgment in this video, friends, because the title of this video is a question mark. I really don't know whether it is trustworthy, not trustworthy. I will let viewers to judge by themselves. Today, I am going to give you the full data, full time series data broken down by each and every line item. And then you will yourself will be able to decide whether the revenue numbers are really resonating with a company which is in a particular business of selling mobile services, internet services, FTTH services, lease line services or not. Or there is a sizable amount of revenues which are booked under different category, which are opaque in nature, which are not clear. That's all, friends, we are going to talk in this video. So friends, what I did was, since I was very upset with that video because that video really didn't carry much depth as far as numbers are concerned, I went to BSNL's website and downloaded this full block of financial results, all the years, right? Starting from the latest number of the last annual numbers and everything I downloaded. Then I went painstakingly, each and every report, the annual report. I'm going to show you one of the reports. This is quite a big report of 31 pages. This is an auditor report. And in this report, you will find there is a section called Annexure 1, which has got detailed statement of audited standalone financial statement for BSNL quarter by quarter. There are annual statement, there are quarter statement, and then there are two categories of revenue. One is revenue from operation, another is revenue from other income. These two add, they both add to the total revenue, which BSNL uses to declare profitability. So if you look at this particular sheet, you will find that I had captured initially the high level numbers. I did not get into the details. And if you look at the profit and loss statement, everything was red except for the last two quarters, which I have been saying that BSNL had booked profit, but the manner in which the profitability has declared is under question. So this video will give you the full clarity. So let's go step by step. So what I've done, friends, I have captured these numbers like this. So you see that I told you there are two different buckets of revenue. One is revenue from, sale of service, which includes other operating revenue. And then there is another revenue called, which is under the separate category, which is not under operational, right? It is nothing. So yellow, which you see, it is not operational revenue. And the other is the operational revenue, which I showed you here. There are two different categories. One, revenue from operation, another is revenue from other income, right? That's how I have gone each and every statement I have gone and I have extracted this number. It's a very, very hard task to do, friends. I have spent almost like 3 to 4 hours extracting these numbers. Then what I have done, friends, I have plotted this on a Tableau because looking at the static data does not give any understanding what is going on. So BSNL's, the top part of the revenue, this one, revenue from operation. So I have two different categories here, revenue from sale of service and other operating revenue, right? So if you can see, I have aggregated revenue from sale of services, all these numbers, that is these numbers, and other operating revenue is this number, right? And if you add this two, you'll get 664425. Right, which is 6,644 crores, right? So you see here is the number 6,044 crores, right? So this is revenue from sale of service, other operating revenue. Now, on a high level, without breaking it down into pieces, you can clearly see that the revenue grand total has been going down and going up and then going down and going up. Means every fourth quarter there is a bump. I'm just showing you the trend. You have a look at it and you make your own judgment. Every fourth quarter. So it's not like the revenue increasing, in a linear fashion. It goes down and then so there is some book adjustment which always takes place at the end of the year, which is a clear symptom here from this kind of revenue reporting, because revenue should always be reported in a organic manner, a linear manner, which should appear to go in a increasing trend rather than going down and going up. This is generally not the trend I have seen in companies who are reporting revenues. Now, look at revenue from sale of service and other operating revenue. Now, revenue from sale of service is the real revenue which has all the category of services which BSNL is selling, like mobile, like FTTH, lease line, etc. Everything is there. Now, strangely, BSNL revenue from sale of services was highest in the month of March 2021. Means at the time, their subscriber numbers were very, very high. So therefore, the revenue was very, very high at the starting of, that is the end of March 2020, FY21, March 2021. That is the end of FY21. That was the highest. And then it kind of went down, went up, went down, then it went up, and then it went down, and then it kind of has gone. So now this has stagnated at a level of 4,141 crores. You look at this number, pause the video and look at this number. Now, other operating revenue started with 539. Now it is going up. It has gone to 2,503 crores. Now, if you want to do a percentage to see that how revenue from sale of service and how other operating revenues are kind of compare with each other in percentage terms. So I will show you the percentage term. Now this becomes 100%. The grand total becomes 100%. So you can clearly see that revenue from sale of services is decreasing, right? It's in decreasing trend, starting from 88.92% to now at 62.33% on a quarter by quarter basis. So the primary bread and butter business of BSNL, they actually are losing stream, right? And revenue from other operating revenue is going up. Now it is almost like 37.67% of the total revenue, which is this number. If you see here, this is the number 6,644, which led to BSNL's second profitability in this sheet, right? 280. If you look at this sheet, this is 6,640 crores. And now this is the 280 crores of profitability, right? So clearly you can see the revenue from sale of services going down, right? Let's go to the percentage number, because percentage tells the story going down, right? Linearly, and other operating revenues going up, and is becoming a large component of this. Now let's break this up first before I go to non-operating income. Now, operating income, which is the revenue from sale of services, is further broken down into various line items, which I showed you here. You can see here that these are the line items. Revenue from sale of services, which includes landline, broadband services, FTTH, cellular, lease income from passive infrastructure, lease line, enterprise services, leasing infrastructure, enterprise services, others, interconnection, in IUC charges. BSNL is still collecting IUC charges. See? So here you will see, so if I go again choose absolute value, you can see that this number is 4,141, right? And where is that 4,141? This is the number, right? Revenue from sale of service, right? So here, if you see here, cellular revenue has been going in the upward direction in absolute terms. It has gone down and now it is 1,479. Started with 1,367, right? And these are actually all arranged in the descending order in the last quarter, right? Then lease line, it was 1,138, it went down and then it went up, then it went down, then it went up, then it went down, then it went up, then it went down. Now it is not at its peak. Lease line numbers have dropped. FTTH, BSNL was doing pretty well, numbers are going up, right? Now it is 705, started with 296. Lease of passive infra, the number was 277 crores, now it was almost static, now it is at 366 crores. IUC from other service provider 212 crores, then it is now at 224 crores. Landline numbers have been decreasing, right? Revenue from landline 322 crores, the numbers are going down to 109 crores. Enterprise services, leasing infra, the number was 291 crores. Then it kind of went up. Now it is actually at a very, very low number, right? Enterprise services, others, the numbers were actually at the double digit, very low double digit, now at 52 crores. Broadband services numbers have gone drastically down. So primary bread and butter services of BSNL, cellular, broadband services, landline services, everything is going down. Now let's do an absolute number, percentage number. Percentage will tell you the story. Now, if you look at cellular started at, FY21, at the end of FY21, 31.59%. Now it is at 35.72%, and it was kind of wavering in between. It went up, went down. Even though, mind you, BSNL lost huge amount of mobile subscribers, still BSNL has been able to maintain a cellular service or revenue percentage of the total revenue of 35.72%. What is that? What is the total revenue? This is the number, right? This is the absolute number, right? See, 4141. This is what I'm talking about, right? So now again go to percentage and then go to a revenue from sale of service. So this is 35.72. Now lease line, the revenue is 25.49% of 4141 crores of the last quarter, right? FTTH, the revenue was very low. They did quite well in June quarter, 21.4%. Now it is 17.02%. Lease line from passive infra, 6.39%. Now it is 8.83%. IUC services from other service provider, 4.89%. Now it is 5.41%, a substantial amount, right? Landline, it was 7.67%. Now it is 2.36%. Very, very poor as far as landline is concerned. Enterprise services, leasing of infra, 6.73% start. Now it is 2.39%. Enterprise services, other 2.10%. 0.1%. Now it is 1.27%. Broadband services 7.39%. Now it is 1.23%. Right? You got it now? Now let's look at operating revenue, other operating revenue. Right? Before I go to other operating revenue, let's look at the absolute number. This is 2503. Right? And where is that 2503? This is the number. Right? Which I showed you in the opening summary chart. So here you see 2503. Now in 2503, the other operating income. Now this is pretty strange, friends. This other operating income, there is no breakdown. I can't understand. I went to all the annual statement. I could not figure out what is this other operating income. They have not given breakdown. In the last quarter report, if you go here, they mention refer to note A, B, C below, and these notes are missing. I can't find this note. If anybody can find this note in this March 31st, 2025, please let me know in the comment section. I will be very grateful to you, right? So, but the problem is that the other operating income, which started with 487 crores, have been rising. Now it is 1996 crores, right? Then we have got revenue from construction contract, which is good that they have 252 crores revenue. Then there is another other, which I do not understand what is it. 233 crores. Profit from construction net, 32 crores. Sale of third-party telecom factories, very negligible loss from blah, blah, blah. But let's look at the percentage of total, which will give us other operating income was 90.3%. Now it is at 79.7%. But what is it? What is this other operating income? I do not know. Because it has to be either sale of service, FTTH, it has to be something like that. You can't really, call out a different category, other operating income, without giving the details as to what is it. What is that? When this number is as high as how much? 2,000 crores. Of how much? 2,000 crores of the total amount, which I showed you in my opening slide of 6,644 crores in last quarter where BSNL has booked profit, right? So this number, it's really, really very, I don't have a very good comfort on this number, 1,966 crores, right? And then the other numbers are not very, very large. There is one other here which is growing, I'm fine with that. So these are the two operating income, right? Sale of services and other operating income, right? So where I do not understand what is this other operating revenue, where other operating income is a sizable percentage of the total revenue, which I can't find what is going on, right? Then the non-operating income. So let's look at the non-operating income. The non-operating income in absolute terms, it was 748 crores. It went up into March 2023 of 1023 crores. Then it went down, down, down. And suddenly in March 2025, this number has reached to 1083 crores. Why there was such a big loss means dip in between. This is the mountain and this is a valley, which is a long valley, and it's suddenly gone up. Why? In the last quarter. Then excess provision written back no longer required. I do not understand what is this item, because this item is also a sizable item of 844 crores. If you see that this item actually has been going up and then it went down and then suddenly it went up to 844 crores. Then there is one more other. I do not know what is this other. See, other actually disturbs me. You have to have clear breakdown. I have not seen the private operators, statements, revenue statement as other, right? The BSNL is the only company which has everything other, which is a sizable portion of the total revenue. Then rent from building, staff and quarter, which has been increasing to 103 crores. And then we have profit from sale of property, plant and equipment is very negligible. And then the other items are very negligible. So let's do an absolute of total, right? So here you will find the excess provision written back no longer required is 77.9, 78% of the non-operating income, other non-operating revenue. Which one? Let me show you again. This part. Other income. If you look at this other income here, right? Other income, this part. This one. Other income, other non-operating. You see this one, this particular portion. This portion is a sizable portion, right, of the total revenue of BSNL, because it adds up to 1,883 crores, right? So if it is 77 or 79% or 78%, this really is a matter of concern. What is it? It has to be clearly described, and the rest of the numbers are not very large. Now let's look at the final, which is this item. This item, which I'll show you here. This is the interest income and all this. These are not very, very large, so I think we can simply neglect it. But let me show you 96 crores, and therefore I think we should neglect that because these are interest income and blah, blah, blah. So friends, just to recap the whole situation, BSNL's income, the operating income, right, which totals to 6,644 crores, has an other operating revenue where there is a sizable 78% other operating revenue or income, which I do not have a clue what this item is all about. Imagine from 6,644 crores, there is a 2,000, roughly around, how much the number which I showed you? The other operating income number here? Yeah, this one, almost 2,000 crores, friends. So what is that, friends? We have to figure it out, right? So that's a very, very critical item. Then the next summary of the overall discussion is that BSNL's bread and butter services, as far as revenue is concerned, from cellular, let's say look at cellular. This is cellular. The cellular numbers are fine, given the fact that they are losing subscribers. So from 31.59, they have reached 35.72. So I am okay with that, right? From a percentage point of view. Lease line numbers are also okay, right? FTTH numbers are growing, but it has now tapering down. Lease from passive infra is a very small percentage, not a big percent. IUC is this 5.41. Landline is a major concern. It is going down from 7.6. It has gone to 2.63. Enterprise services revenues are going down, and broadband services revenues are going down. So that's the main problem with BSNL's revenue. So those who have questioned or given comments and thrown comments in my earlier video and wanted me to do a very fair assessment of BSNL. So friends, this is a fair assessment for BSNL. I've taken a lot of pain to aggregate these numbers to bring this before you. Now, I will not make any judgment. I want you to make a judgment to figure out what these numbers are and how these numbers are getting reported, because I would normally have liked that when you report your revenues, largely the revenue should fall under this category of sale of services. Because that's what matters, right? Rest of the things cannot sustain. BSNL is not a company which is in the business of property or anything else. They are in the business of sale of services, and their 4G 5G is going to only amplify this part of the revenue. And what is this other, this one has to clearly tell me what is this, from where this is coming, and I really have no clue, friends. So I'm just going to stop here, friends. I thought it is my responsibility to deep dive on BSNL's revenue, because I really didn't do a very good job in the last video. So I did this video to make up for the loss in the last video, where I had done a very high level analysis. Thank you, friends, for your time. I'll come back with a new video and a new topic next time. Thanks for listening till the end.